man. I'm just glad to be connecting to you and moving forward. That's awesome to get on here with you, man. I thank you for having me tonight.
Hey, bro, when you said to me, some people in your life changed your life and was, a part of your life that forwarded you. I don't know the exact words that you said, but somebody that made a difference in your life. And, as I think back, man, you were one of the persons that made a difference in my life, man. I remember we used to, and I feel bad about it, man. Honestly, I want to say I apologize, bro.
For what?
We gave you a hard time, bro. We gave you
Listen,
a hard time getting us in there. And you just doing nothing but trying to do your job, brother.
well, 18, 19, and 20-year-olds, sometimes it takes a little tough love, and sometimes it takes patience. There's no doubt about it that not everybody gets it right away, but at the same time, you guys made me feel at home, obviously, because y'all knew the I knew y'all's struggles coming in with football and school and heck trying to find a job every now and then. It ain't like it was back then, trying where you guys had to. It was the struggle was real.
It's real, man. And like you said, you knew the struggles, man. You knew, and that's the thing why I wanted to talk to you too, man. You knew the struggles. You knew the struggle. You saw us kids coming from the projects and coming from different places and different backgrounds, different cultures, and you knew how to deal with that, Johnny. And that I appreciate that, man. I really do. I really do.
Well,
I
well,
appreciate it.
thank you. My goal was not to make you was to make you a good football player. I mean, obviously that was important,
Absolutely.
but the goal was to make it as a home type feeling where yeah, I'm gonna get on you a little bit, but I'm
Yeah.
also gonna hug your neck. I mean,
Right.
the important thing is bringing the life lessons and how you can be better fathers, or or husbands, and work toward those things in life later. Look, we can't hold a 18, 19, 20, 21 year old responsible for everything. We have to teach them along the way
Right.
and get them to adapt. So I was very blessed to be in that situation to give back, Tron. You know that.
Right, man. I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate you, giving me your time today, man, to be on this podcast called "Play Your Position," man. First, I wanna throw this out there and give him his accolades for where he started, where he finished. Well, not where he finished. We're gonna get where he's finishing, where he's doing now. But man, we got Johnny Long. Started his career 40 some odd years ago under Gail Hatch. You know about that Gail Hatch Hall, famous strength coach, part of the Gail Hatch weightlifting team, which won over 50 weight lifting champions, men's, juniors, and seniors. After a brief stint at LSU, Mr. Johnny Long came over to the University of Tennessee and became an assistant strength coach there. I think in 1994. I think
That's
that's
right.
about right. And in 1998, took over from the great John Stuckey, one of the best strength coaches I've ever been around. He took over at the University of Tennessee and became the head strength coach at the University of Tennessee after 4 years, man. So that tells you right there, man, how much dedication, how much accountability, and resistance that Johnny Long had. This is my guy, my brother, man. I appreciate you. That's where I met him at the University of Tennessee, Mr. Johnny Long, man. I love you, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm great. Again, I can't. You mentioned two names, Gail Hatch and John Stuckey. Both were great mentors in their own right. I learned so much about life from Gail Hatch, and then when I left Gail Hatch, John Stuckey took it to a whole nother level.
Hold up.
Uh, just the discipline behind what it takes to be a great individual on and off the field, and then I was even later in life, Antoine, Antoine, I went and worked with Ken Sparks, the great Ken Sparks down there at Carson, over there in Carson Newman.
Yep.
And
Yep.
what a great spiritual man he was.
Mm,
And so I got a chance to work behind three great legends who
Right.
taught me, all about life and how to be a better person from within. And Coach Sparks used
Right.
to ask this. He never would recruit you to play football. He recruited you to help you become a better man. And that's where I learned that from. And he would always ask you, how's your heart? Didn't care about anything, but how
Right.
was your heart? And it meant so much his last year before he passed, for me to spend some time with him, and I fell in love also with the with Carson Newman University. My last 6 years in coaching. Before I start off into this other little adventure, but I learned so much from those three guys along the way. And let me go back and say this: a lot of my athletes that I coached taught me a lot about life. Knowing who I was, y'all accepted me again, and without you guys, there was really no Coach Long. So I
Well,
want to thank all my, you and all my former players out there that I was able to touch and impact their lives.
hey man, you trained some great coaches. I mean, some great players. You trained a great player. Man, I'm sure you got guys that's gonna be Hall of Famers. You got guys that's SEC champions, NFL champions, All Americans, Pro Bowlers. You during that time period at the University of Tennessee, like I said, you can't rest in peace, John Stuckey, too, man.
Yes, sir.
When I go back to Knoxville, Tennessee, that's somebody that I always want to see. And man, it just hurt to know that I wasn't able to see him for one last time, man. So rest in peace, John Stuckey. And another guy we came up with was Mr. What's his name, the trainer, my buddy, my
Mike Rolo.
Mike Rolo, damn Mike Rolo. Y'all was in
Yeah.
that same area. It kind of coincided with each other, man. You go to the weight room, training room right beside it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man,
And
go ahead. What you gonna say, brother?
I learned a lot from both, man. I learned a lot from Mike Rolo as the athletic trainer, and we bridged that gap. The
Yeah,
universities never, the strength coaches and the athletic trainers always, wrestled with one another,
yeah,
and I was able to help bridge that gap
right.
and know that we were working hand in hand. In my last 6 years,
Yeah,
it was even better because I tried to keep them as healthy as possible, to keep them on the field. It wasn't about strength and conditioning. It was about keeping them healthy.
right, right. And a lot of kids, even I did, realize how important those two things were as an athlete, as a high, I mean, at a high level school, a big school, one of your Division I schools, Power Four, what they call them now. That's very important, man. You got to stay healthy, you got to stay strong, and you got to be. It's got to be a medium to that, right?
Yes,
You,
there is.
you
It's a
can't
balancing act.
balance that. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I tell you, man, you were good at that balancing act, Johnny. And I was so happy when I walked into the weight room when I came back one year, and Johnny Long name was on that door. Stucky's name used to be. And I was like, man, Johnny man got the gig. That's what's up. How did it feel coming from the assistant to becoming the guy? You, Tom Moffitt, that camaraderie y'all had in there. But Tom, I think Moffitt left and went to LSU or went somewhere else.
He
Ole
went
Miss,
to Miami first. He was in Miami first.
absolutely, Miami, and left you with the rain.
Yeah.
He
You,
left,
you know,
brother.
it's always easy to go behind someone who's not successful. I had to go behind two great strength coaches, John Stuckey and Tommy Moffitt. So it was definitely a challenge. But you know what? You set that bar high to try to reach that bar, and even though the accolades that John Stuckey and Tommy Moffitt had, it kept me in great company, and it kept me wanting to strive to be better each and every day that I came to work, because I always wanted to stay at that level
Of
and
course.
work just as hard as they worked to
Right,
produce the athletes that we had.
right. Now let me ask you, John, did Tom take over? Coach Moffitt take over? Then you took over. Or
Tom Moffitt was the associate head strength coach, and he kind of, when Stuckey first kind of started getting sick,
yep,
Moffitt took over, and we didn't know if John Stuckey was coming back. Was actually playing in that national championship game against Nebraska. If
right,
Tom Osborne's last year, and that's whenever the opportunity came up for the Miami job, and we were just so happened to be at the Orange Bowl, and
right.
so Moffitt went and interviewed, and
Okay.
then when we got back to Knoxville, they offered him the job.
Right, right, right. That's awesome, man. I didn't even know that because I know that was my junior year when we played at Nebraska. I got hurt in that game. Uh,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, I remember that, and I didn't know that that's when he left. I thought he came back our senior year, but I remember he didn't come back our senior year.
that's
So
right.
he was gone, and then that's when you started stepping into his position, right?
Listen, the funny story was that Coach Fulmer told me I had 6 months to prove myself.
Wow,
So he put me on a 6 month program and said, "Okay, this is yours to lose," and that's really awesome because I had a chance to pull my staff in, get my staff right in that 6 months, and
yeah,
then we went to Florida, and that's when Travis Stevens had that breakout running game, tore him up. And
yeah.
we were walking toward the plane, and Coach Fulmer put his arm around me and said, "Well, I guess you're going to be my next strength coach." So I kind of thank God you guys went down there and did the deal with them and whooped their tail, because if not, it would have been a little bit difficult.
Mm. So
But
so you got him prepared for the war,
yeah, that's right. That's
and
right.
and that was the bonus.
That was the bonus. That was it. We worked out the deal a couple weeks after that, after football season. And,
Wow,
I fell in love with Knoxville, fell in love with Tennessee, obviously, even more so. And just left Knoxville about 4 years ago. So was really, really excited.
wow, man. Well, you a volunteer now, man. You stayed there long enough to be a volunteer. You look like you from Miami, but you're a volunteer at heart. You look like you from New York, man, but you got that orange blood in you, man. Um,
Yeah.
so I know that you went into the training sector, man. You started training people, athletes. What was your best? I mean, no, I'm not gonna say. What was your best experience when you transitioned over? No, I'll take that back. I'm sorry, man. Let me ask you this. What 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 was a player that you could say that you had um you don't have to say his name, a difficult time to get him to buy in? You had a hard time for me to buy into the I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I gave you a hard time. But that you say, getting these kids from different cultures, different families, different lifestyles. How hard was it for you? How hard was it for you to get them to buy into it, man? Because as you know, it's a business. College football is a business. Um, you got to get these kids to buy into what they need to do to be able to get on the field and reach their highest potential. Coming from
Right.
places, not being structured in their lifestyle, coming from different backgrounds.
Well,
It's different types of kids, man, that you're dealing with. How do you get them to follow along with the program, man? Because a lot of kids don't know they got to work out, they got to get strong, they got to do
yeah. My favorite, look, anybody can coach Peyton Manning, right? Peyton Manning was going to do everything you want to do. And that's even what I preach nowadays, is I say, hey, you know what? Anybody can walk in and coach.
right.
Phone died, probably.
That's all right. That's all right. I can't pause, can I? Yeah, I can. I'm here.
See, I can hear you. I can't hear you, but you all good. Don't fret it. There we
This is
go. There we
we
go.
still going,
Yes, we going fine now.
and I hope I got all that content we was talking, man.
I
You
think
didn't.
we do.
It wasn't saying pause earlier, was it?
No, no, it was recording. It was recording earlier.
It must have paused when you went out. It'll
So, like I said before, the spiritual walk in my life is hard, because I always want to be the very best. Remember, I don't. it's not about me. It's how many people can I have an impact on
Mm,
while I'm here on this earth, and that's
wow.
just to be a good person each and every day.
Right.
And I only know one that we talk about years and years and years and yeah, hundreds and hundreds of years later, right? And that's my
Mm,
Savior. So
mm,
that's where I stand on that. And it listen, it's difficult. I heard somebody once say that this is we're a morally bankrupt world, right? All of our morals and our day-to-day love and the
right.
ability to help one another. It's just like it's scattered right now. So now more than ever, we need great mothers, fathers, and leaders to get together and the old song "Love One Another" right now is that
Right.
that's what we're supposed to be. That's what this world is all about. Is showing that. I don't like to give advice, but what I love to do is try to help someone always get better with their life. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. It's like this where we lost right now, Johnny. Man, it is. Like I said, man, I worked in the school sector, and I try to influence these kids and let them know that, man, you can do anything that you want to do in your life. It's all about you. It's all about the choices you make. You got the world in front of you. You got the opportunity to be and do anything that you want to do.
That's
But
right.
you have to get your mind right. You're gonna go through some stuff. You're gonna go through some failures. You're gonna go through some ups. You're gonna go through some downs. That's just what life brings you. But you just got to keep plugging, man. And a lot of these kids, like I said, come from those backgrounds that I'm talking about, and that you're gonna see some. Well, you're gonna see some of these kids on different levels of in
That's right.
sports and in life. Um, you got to be able to get through your shit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Um,
gotcha.
these kids, man, I don't know what has affected these kids, whether it's COVID or the years out of school, the few years, but we're lost, man. As a country, I think we've lost that love. I think we've lost that helping the neighbor. I think we've lost something, man. The accountability to tell somebody they're wrong and do what's right. But
That's
like,
right.
like you said, I know that man up top. That's why I do what I do because I want to help people, and
That's
I'm not
right.
at the place that I want to be right now, Johnny. I
Well,
want to be able to help more.
you don't have to be. There's the key. There's the key. It's not about where you are right now. It's a starting point. Listen, you can have everything going right in the world, and eventually something's gonna happen, right? It's headed your way, whether it's a little a tragedy or a big tragedy. Listen, it's called life, just like you said.
Right,
But if you know good and well that there was only one, and I know that we all know that,
right,
but we're here in this world to make an impact. And so if
mm,
you know that your struggle is real and you're struggling every day, but guess what? It's the attempt to get better. The word kaizen is what? Kaizen is 1% better. It's an old Japanese proverb.
mm,
Kaizen, 1% better every day. Did you get better than
Kaiser,
yesterday?
Kaiser.
Kaizen. It's 1% better. I tell everybody that I speak to now is that who cares about yesterday? Yesterday's gone. When you close your eyes and wake up the next day, God gave you one more day to get better.
Mm,
Get that 1% better. What can you do better today that you didn't do yesterday? That's what's important. And if you just have this glimpse of hope that you can get better, guess
right,
what? If you do anything for a minute a day or 2 minutes a day, at the end of the month, we've conquered more than we did a month ago. I always joke with people, Antron. I always joke with people. Look, how many times have you done a diet? Right? Think about that.
right. I'm doing one right now.
There you go. How long have you been on that diet?
Not long, not long.
A week? 2 weeks?
About probably 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So check this out. All right, this is a great example of that. People think when I talk to people and say, how many diets have you been on? Well, I was on a diet And how long did you go on that diet? Well, I went there for 30 days. Well, what happened on that diet? Well, I decided at the end of 30 days that it just wasn't working. Well, here's the kicker. You were successful because you trained your brain for 30 days to
Right.
do something.
Right.
No matter what, you did it. And so the person that's on 2 diets in 6 months, guess what? They beat the person that was on a diet for 1 month because they trained their brain
Right.
now for 60 days to do
Right.
something.
Right.
So it's not about failure. That's successful, even if it's 3 weeks, because it's about, you know what, I can accomplish anything if I put my mind to it. And that's the point. It doesn't matter. Your goal is to continue a nutritional habit as long as you are moving toward whatever goal you put out there. So what if you go through 10 diets a year? Guess
Right.
what? You
Right.
trained your brain 10 different times a year to
Right.
do something. That's what's important.
Because it's all about perspective, right?
That's right.
It's
That's
all about
right.
perspective. I mean, your expectations, there are expectations that you put up on yourself, but it's all about perspective. You didn't lose. Like you said, the next day is going to come. So you can always get better. Hopefully, you got that another day to get better.
Yeah,
When you wake up, and God give you an opportunity.
that's
Like
right.
you said, man, stop. Your past will affect your future if you keep looking back at it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It
But,
will
oh,
affect
absolutely.
you. Will.
Absolutely. The past is the past.
It's
We can't
done.
do nothing. Can't do
Can't do
nothing
nothing.
about it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So what do you got going on now, Johnny, man? I know you're building these brands. You're going to speak. You told me when is your next speaking engagement, bro?
I have one in 3 weeks. It's at the it's at a great convention. I work for my best friend. I got fortunate. I did about a month of consulting with him. I did a
Right,
little fitness and leadership consulting, and then he and I got together and said, "Hey, look, why don't you come aboard and just work full time for me?"
right.
And I never would have thought that it would have the impact that it's had in my
Mm,
life. And so it's been amazing. It's so similar to coaching because the world that we live in right now, people, you said this earlier in the podcast. People don't want to go back to work. People want to sit at home. People don't find that motivation to
yeah,
get out. And so every day I go in and teach one-on-ones on how to get better team performance. Listen, it's so similar to the game,
it is.
to a sporting event that it's unbelievable because we still have to get people to perform at this level here. Okay,
Mm,
I go into anyone's company. My job isn't to not only get their people working in the right direction, but to make the owner money
right,
so the company can survive.
right,
And the only way I can do that without financially knowing the dollars and all is to get the individuals on that team to perform, like the
yeah,
SEC caliber athletes do.
motivated.
That's right.
You
Get
gotta
them
get
going.
you gotta get them interested. Hey, they say there's a difference between interest and commitment.
That's right.
It's a, some people interested to do stuff. Some people got interest, you know what I mean? But when
That's
you
right.
committed, and you wholeheartedly put your heart in and you say, listen, I'm gonna put both feet in the ground and I'm ready to go hard. And I'm gonna give
Yeah.
all I got for 60 minutes of rock 'em soccer.
Rock'em sock'em football. 60 minutes of it. You know? And then see where if you're truly giving that
Yeah,
effort for 60 minutes at the end of the game, see what happens.
see
You
what
know?
happens. See what happens. Yeah, man. You know, there's a lot of people that's they're only interested and not committed to doing what they need to do. So you're
That's right.
bringing them back and getting them committed, getting them focused, giving them the opportunity to build that team up that they need to get where they need to go in their business. Um, man,
Well,
it's all,
the thing I'll tell you this, what I've learned is that, and it's very hard, is that there's two things. Chaos is
mm,
going to happen at every job, everywhere you go, chaos is there. But then there's order, right? There's order. You want that middle ground, which is chaos and order that's working together. And the only thing that's gonna the only ingredient that's going to get you there is change. Now, there's a line that says a thousand people out there that are going, I won't change, I won't change. And
Right.
then when you look at the line of people that are really committed to change, that are willing to go
Right.
change,
Right.
it's probably 5%, if that.
They ain't in that line, are they?
No,
They
no,
ain't
they
just,
want everybody else to change.
right.
They don't want to change. They want to talk about, right? You want to win the football games, but you don't
Right.
want to put the work in, going
Right.
to class, going to school, going to the training room, going to
Come on.
film study, playing the
Preach.
game hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not many of them want to. They want the ring, but they
Yeah.
don't want what it takes to get that ring.
Get it. You're right. Right. They want the money, but they don't want to take they don't want to do what it takes to get there, to
That's
get
right.
that good money, to get that deal, to make that big play. You know what I mean? To
That's
play
right.
your position. See, life is about and that's what my podcast is about, man. It's all about life. It's all about making those plays. You got to be on the field to make the plays. And see, life is about playing your position. And in life, you got to find your gift. You got to find your reason, your purpose, and your why.
That's
And
right.
you find that, like you said, if you love what you're doing, it ain't gonna feel like you're working. So you got to find your niche, your gift, your blessings, what God gave you. A lot of people say, I don't have no gift. No, you got something because
You
God
got
gave
it.
you that.
Nobody owes you anything.
Nobody owes you anything, man.
And you've heard that before, but don't be the one that complains if you're not putting in the work, because
Right.
that don't I always use Belichick too. I use that a lot. Is that just do your job?
Do your
If your
job.
job is to be a football player, then you put you a list together on
Right.
what it's going to take for you to be the best football player or the best baseball player or softball. Well, no matter what is it that's going to take you to this level here, right? So when you're a nurse or you're a doctor or it doesn't matter, or a coach, what
Right.
is it going to take for you day in and day out to get to where you need to be at that level, right? And here's the thing: you got to be. You have to determine. I have to get medieval, right? Some kind of malevolence. I have to get medieval with myself. I have to
Right.
get aggravated with myself and go, damn it, I ain't gonna take it no more.
Right.
I'm about to change who the hell I am, what I'm doing, and what direction I'm going, because my current status isn't getting it done. So you have to change.
Something has to. Yeah, you're right, man. You
That's
got to
right.
get mad. You got to get mad at yourself. You know, I'm pissed off at myself.
That's
I'm
the only
tired,
way. Change only happens is when you're tired of it.
man. I'm tired of it, man. You got to
That's
do something
it.
different. Okay, you got to do something different. You got to figure it out, man. You got to figure it out, brother. And you made a lot of individuals change. You made a lot of people figure it out. Some people's a little too young. I think I was a little too young to really understand it, and I started to get it at the
Hmm.
end, and then I broke my wrist, and
That's right.
that's part of the process. That's
That's
part
right.
of the process,
But
And
I'm gonna interrupt you because I'm gonna say this last thing about you. Here, you ready?
come on,
Look at us right now.
mm,
You don't know what impact I had X amount of years ago, but
yep,
you and I are here today. And that's all that matters. It doesn't
that's it.
matter what we've done up to that part. We are here today to move forward. And you know what? Whatever else happens in your life, you know that it took one text message to me. And guess what? Here we are today. That's the relationship that matters to me the most. Hell, not when you were 19, 20 years old. Heck,
Yeah,
you didn't think I knew you weren't messing up then? We all do that.
absolutely.
But look. The thing that makes me more honored and blessed is that you decided to reach out to me. And I'm honored. I'm honored that you still think of me like that. And hell with everything else. You got to let that go,
Yeah,
because that's not who you were at 20 years old compared to what grown man you are today that accepts it now. That's the key. You accept it, and now you're willing to change it. You see, we can't change what we don't accept. So remember that. You hear me?
mm, you're a bad boy, man. You all right, man? You all right? You all right, brother? I'm feeling I'm picking up what you put down, man. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. I appreciate that, man. It's been a blessing, man, to see you, talk to you. Um, I know when I talked to you the other day, you told me you was damn gator hunting. I said, it's a week too early, Johnny. We
Yeah.
got gator hunt this week, baby.
Yeah.
What you doing, man? Gator hunting, man. You getting ready for that game this week? Is that what it is?
I am, man. We got us some big alligators this past week. We had a lot of fun. We got us about 20 something of them, a couple 12 footers. You'll love the picture. If I'm going to try to put it on, I'm not a big social media guy, but so I went and I put on I cooked a alligator sauce pecan, right?
Uh,
And I got my Tennessee apron on for
yeah.
cooking, and I went and stood in the boat with all the gators that we can. So I'm gonna put that out on social media this week.
Hey,
So
why don't you send it to me? Matter of fact, and when we talk, when I bring this gator up, I want to throw that picture up there so they can see what you caught, man.
I will. I'll throw that whole picture up there with them gators in the boat, man,
Give me
without a
some, man.
doubt.
You know I want to see that, man. I want to see them gators. What you
I'll
caught, bro?
I'll
Definitely.
send that to you.
So, man, it's been lovely, man. Do you have any young ones, big guy?
I don't. I have three stepdaughters, that I have been with now, and I think we're close to 14 years with them. They're all grown now, and very very proud of all of them. They're very well. One of them, the oldest, decided she wanted to be in sports, so she actually went with me to Carson Newman,
Mm,
and now she's an athletic director at Palm Beach Gardens, a Division II school, and she's just phenomenal. And my middle one, I can't say enough about her as well. She works with some kids out there who are handicapped, and some of them mentally challenged. That's very tough on her. But you know what? She got her master's. She's doing such a great job, such
man,
a great job. And then the youngest is in healthcare. So we're all over the place, but they're doing so. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better family than what they've all accepted me as part of their life. So that's special. That's pretty good.
man, that's awesome, man. I know you're proud of those young ones. You know, the apple don't fall from the tree, man. When you raise, kids to be and do a good job at raising kids. You see that when they go out and they do their own thing, and people come back and tell you, "Yeah, I saw your kids. They so beautiful, and they're awesome, doing great things. They so respectful." You know what I mean?
That's right. And
When
you
you know,
got how many do you have?
man, I got four, man. I'm blessed
Okay.
with one boy. My boy, the young one, he's 14, 15, 6'2". You know, we and trying to get him to those power schools, give him the opportunity, to change his life and expose him to that. My girls, my other one is in Knoxville. Um, she's doing awesome, ready to get married. Then my other two's back here in Massachusetts. She's one's playing basketball and one works out here with kids and daycare. And man, they just doing what they do, man. Beautiful
Beautiful.
girls, man.
That's
And
it.
just they're growing every day, man. And it's awesome to see them do what they do, man. It's awesome. And let you
That's
know
great.
you too, brother.
Look, you can't beat that, man. We're blessed. We're blessed all the way around, more than
We're
what
blessed.
we'll ever know.
We're blessed, man. We're blessed. So where you at now, man? You in Louisiana
I'm in
or you in
Louisiana
Florida?
right now. I'm in Louisiana, but I live in Jupiter, Florida. So the
Yep.
hurricane is heading right toward my house right now. So,
Is the
uh,
family okay?
as soon as I get off of this call here, I'll call them up. I've been
Okay.
checking on them all day. So, yeah, when you live in Florida, you definitely get some hurricanes. But we didn't think this one was going to be in the direction, and all of a sudden, I just saw earlier today that it took a turn. But I guess that's part of what you do when you live in the hurricane state. So that in Louisiana, boy, I picked a double ringer on those,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yes, you did, man. Yes, you did, brother. Yes, you did. So, man, I'm gonna ask you, play your position. This is what life is about. You got to play your position. You got to find your reason, your purpose, your why to be the best you can be. For a young man or anybody that's going through that stuff, that shit, their situation, that life, what would you tell them? What would you tell them They feel like they're stuck in the rut, you know, and they just need to get through that stuff, that position. What would you tell them, man, to get back on track? To what would you, I don't know what I would say. What words of wisdom
Well,
you give someone that's going through their stuff?
I think especially nowadays, we talked about it, intros, that we're in this life, we're all gonna have those struggles, no matter what kind of
Mm,
struggle it is. The only thing that you can be guaranteed in life is that you're gonna be born and then we're gonna die one day.
come on,
But that's the two things that are guaranteed.
guaranteed.
You're guaranteed. Your struggles in life, right, are important because they make you who you are.
Yeah,
But you will have a choice. Don't make those struggles win. The struggles, you can win through any struggle. You can conquer any struggle you want to, because again, the struggles in life come to make us better for the next struggle and the next struggle. And as you conquer those struggles, your brain starts to change, and it will change for the better if you stick to what you want to do. You got to have a vision, you got to have a goal, and you put those into work every day of your life. The easy thing, when I used to joke with people, and I've said this for years and years, and I still say it today, about making your bed up in the morning. It's not the fact that you're making your bed up in the morning, that just to come home to a clean bedroom, but guess what? You're accomplishing something so tiny, and your brain is changing every single day because it's an accomplishment. So whatever your struggle might be, right, go after it 100%. And so what? Who gives a shit if you fail or not? It doesn't matter. But it's the struggle and it's the fight every day. 100. No, but you there?
yeah, that hurricane grabbed me. Yeah, I'm here. You freezing up a little bit. I don't want to lose you. Boy, you was giving me some good stuff, man. You froze up on me. Wow. Mm, 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 mm. Ooh. Mm, 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 mm. Johnny, you was giving me some good stuff, man. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, boy, you was giving me some good stuff, man. Is it still saying pause?
no, 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 it's recording again. We're good.
Okay,
So,
dang.
so the struggle's good. The struggle makes us who we are. It's
Right.
okay to struggle in life. It's okay that you feel beaten and tired, and you're not going very far. Bull, you are. If you just take baby steps every day to accomplish your goals, that's what matters. Look, you can't compare. Quit comparing your life to someone else's life. That is what it is. You have your life to live, no matter how bad it is. Fix it. Get your mind straight and fix it. And I'm not saying you're going to be able to fix it overnight, but I
Right.
promise you one thing: if you stay the course, if you ask for guidance, and listen, it's a very simple prayer. I always say a lot is that, God, thank you for the things I have, not for the things I want. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? If you put those in priority, guess what? Man, your whole life's going to start to change, and directions and doors are going to open up. But if you're scared to go through the door, then you'll never get there. You'll never get where you want to be. Don't be scared. So what if you go through the door and you fail? So what if you go through the door and it gets slammed in your face? It's kind of like fishing, Antron. I can go fishing and put that pole in the water and that line in the water 100 times, may not catch anything, but that 101, That 101st time, I'm gonna catch something because I'm sticking to what I believe, and that is effort and attitude, and the way I'm looking at getting out and am aiming here instead of down here. The
Right.
aim is more important than the actual accomplishment because you're training your brain to succeed.
Mm, that is. Man, I hope I got all that. I hope you scared me with that pause, man. I hope
Well,
I got all that, man. You said something right there, man. I appreciate it. Some people that's listening to this, they grab a little some of this words of wisdom and some of this knowledge from my brother, my guy, my big brother, Johnny Long. Man, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to just sit and chat with you, man. It's been a long time, man. You know I love you, brother. I miss those days where we could just, I mean, in the weight room, man. I wish I could go back, man, and do it all over again. I do. You know, it's always something you wish you could do over and do it differently. That's one of those things, man. I wish I could go back and experience that experience over again, man. You know, that's when young men were becoming men.
that's right.
And
That's right.
and we didn't realize what we had right in the palm of our hands, man.
Well, I surely am blessed, man. You talk about you. I think I became wiser, and I got so much out of
Oh,
coaching you guys, man. It fulfilled every need I ever dreamed of in life, and I have more war stories than anybody out there about us, what we've done over these years. But
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
so much for reaching out, and your time is so valuable, I know, and I'm grateful that you decided to reach out to me to get on this podcast and talk a little bit to you, man. It's been a blessing.
I appreciate it, man. I love you, brother. Give me one player that you missed. I mean, no, do this right here. Tell me LSU or Tennessee. Come on.
Man, you know good and well I'm a diehard Big Orange fan. Hey,
All
everybody else is second. Second. Listen, I was in the middle of Texas A&M when we were playing them in baseball, and they brought me to this sports bar to watch the game, and
right.
I'm the only one yelling and screaming and had my Vol shirt on. So
Go
I will
ball.
always be a Tennessee Vol fan. That's what they joke about now.
Yeah.
Look, I wear this national championship ring with pride,
You're
and every
supposed
single day of my life, I will never not root for
to.
my
Yeah.
Vols.
Let me see that thing, Big Johnny. Show it to me one more time. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. That'll never be taken out of the history books right there.
That's right. That's
Right?
right. The first BCS national championship game. So blessed to be a part of it. But there'll be no other college football team for me but my Big Orange. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. I absolutely love my Big Orange.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I love you, brother. I appreciate you coming on here, talking to me, having this little conversation, man. It was great. I wish we'd have got to talk about a little bit more, but maybe we get to do it again, man.
I'm always here. And thank
Absolutely.
you. I love you to death, Antron. You have a great evening, buddy.
Much respect, man. Love you, brother. Be easy.
Okay, love you too, buddy. Bye bye.
My God. My God, Johnny. It's my guy, Johnny Long, man. I hope we got everything we needed on that podcast. I know it paused at one time, but I think we're okay, God willing, that we got all that that we needed. Play your position, man. Your boy Big Tron, I'm out here. Thank you.